Hi everyone, it's Eva here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to a brand new Sims 4 speed build. And I'm really excited to show you guys this one because I'm well proud of how this turned out. Basically, I decided to build a industrial penthouse because A, I'm obsessed with industrial build style, and B, I actually really love doing penthouses and I love building in San Myshuno. Like, it's probably one of my favorite worlds to build in just because I love being in the city. I live in a big city, so for me it's the most relatable and the most like where I'd want to live. And obviously a penthouse like this would be the dream. I mean, I don't think I will ever be able to afford even setting a foot in one of these penthouses, but you know, one can dream, and I feel like that's what The Sims 4 is for, to create like what your dream is and what you love. So yeah, that's what I did. Even though it might not look it, this penthouse is actually pretty big. It has 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and it took me genuinely ages to finish this one. I don't think I've spent this much time on a build since the huge modern mansion I did. That was a pretty big project, but this probably almost topped it. But I actually enjoyed doing every single minute of it just because it's so like up my street. I love doing industrial. I love doing a lot of wood and dark and concrete finishes. I even tried to incorporate a lot more metal in this, and I'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, I really love this kind of style, which is why it just comes so easy to me to do something like this. If I had to build something this size, that would be, I don't know, Victorian, for example, I could not. I could never. But yeah, anything modern or industrial, like, send it my way. I love doing it. I did time myself this time. Well, I didn't properly time it. I counted all the footage that I had together, so I wanted to know how long it actually took me to just build this. And then obviously there are some bits that I did off camera, because I always do stuff off camera when it's either too repetitive or like, I don't know, or like just fixing out little bits. But in total, with that included, I spent 13 hours just building this, and that's excluding all the editing and this voiceover, for example. And yes, I do have a full-time job as well, so I did spend quite a lot of time on this build, which is why I'm really hopeful that you guys like it and that you love it as much as I do, because I genuinely am obsessed with this. The idea for it came from a penthouse that I saw. I think it's in New York City, I'm not 100% sure. I will pop a picture of it right there for you guys to see, so you kind of see where I'm coming from with my ideas. In reality, I looked up, like, I went full on investigator mode, and apparently it's like 6 or 7 penthouses in total, so it's not just one. I made it into one, and obviously in real life this would be much bigger, and I think it looks bigger on the photos than my version of it, but we only have three lots in San Myshuno that are penthouse lots, and I chose the smallest one because it just matches the flair that I was going for, this industrial flair. I also built my industrial loft on here, so I don't know, this building just screamed industrial to me, so I wanted my industrial penthouse to also fit in, and I think this neighborhood is the best one for it. It's the art district in San Myshuno. It's still a huge lot, and it does look small at the beginning, but it is huge, and that's another reason why it took me so long to furnish this. And I do love putting a lot of detail into my builds, which is why I'm so proud of all the rooms, and I love every single room that I did. And that's also why this video is a little bit longer, because I just couldn't cut out any of the footage because I'm so proud of it and I want you guys to see it. So I didn't just want to show you like 1 or 2 bedrooms in the speed build, I wanted you to see everything. And I really hope you like it. I know I'm saying this a lot, but I'm well proud and I'm well excited for you guys to see it. Something that I've been wanting to do for a long time is to do a black kitchen counter with wood on top, and I've been trying to figure it out somehow. How can I make a kitchen that kind of looks like that? And we have these great base game counters with the wooden countertops, and I was trying to find a way, and then I realized, which I don't know why I'd forgotten that, but there's a like vent in the debug section that doesn't snap to the walls, and it doesn't have a huge footprint, so it doesn't stop your Sims from being able to use the counters, which is so cool. So yeah, I went for the black version of that vent and then covered up the front of the kitchen counters, and I actually really love that style. It looks so sleek and so like sophisticated. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I also added a little wooden debug plank to make it look like it has handles and stuff like that. And also I wanted to mention, just so you guys can kind of understand how much editing I've done, every single room that I've done, so the kitchen, the living room, every single bedroom, all the bathrooms, took me an hour each to create. So it was literally an hour each. This video is like 15 minutes and I'm well proud that it only turned out to be 15 minutes because I was like, this is gonna be like an hour. Just wanted to mention that on the side. And like I mentioned before, I tried to include really like classic industrial materials in this build. For example, concrete. Like concrete's a huge deal in industrial builds. So for example, the dining table that I made is made of concrete, and it's obviously again that wall sign from Dine Out. So I mean, I can't help it, I have to use it in every single build. And it is functional, of course. And then I also used a lot of iron. For example, I created a bed in one of the bedrooms using a debug fence that is literally just like a metal fence, and tried to make it into a bed. And I also used gallery art for materials, I think for the first time ever. I don't usually do that, but I saw Serena Sims do these beautiful wooden paintings, and they were just perfect for this bed with the metal fence that I had in mind, and I love it so much. So yeah, huge shout out to all the gallery creators. I also obviously used a lot of gallery art for the paintings, as I always do, just because they're so much more sophisticated and beautiful in comparison to what we get in the normal expansion packs. So I can't stress this enough. If you're not using gallery art yet, you're hugely missing out, and I can really recommend it because it's CC free and it's just so beautiful, and you can create much more customized rooms and elegant rooms. I will, as always, include all the creator and item details and names in the description down below. And I genuinely think that if I didn't have any of those gallery pictures, my builds wouldn't even look half as good. So a huge shout out to all of these people. Oh yeah, something that I wanted to mention is when I did all the terraces and balconies and stuff like that, I created my own plant boxes by using the ones that come in Spa Day, and I sized them up a lot and then added get together grass into them so they look a bit more, I don't know, lively and real. I love those plants from Get Together. They're in the pool section, so they're not in the actual flower and like bushes section or in the decorative plants section. They are in the pool section, and I love them so much. And then also for some of them I included a plant box from, I think it's Get to University, I'm not 100% sure, I think it is, to cover up a little bit of the sides and to also create a bit more depth into the plants. And that's because I think it's hugely important to me that things don't look fake when I build them, and then they don't look too symmetrical and like as if they're just the same plant next to the same plant, which is a big tip for landscaping in general. You don't want everything to face the same angle, which is why I tried to create this kind of differentiation between some of the plants so they're not all the same, because it would be obvious, like at first glance at this build you would see everything is the same, and that's not what I want to go for. So yeah, that's a little tip on the side when you do landscaping or anything to do with plants. If everything's the same, it doesn't look good. Oh, and also one thing that I wanted to mention is in the interior, I used a lot of different industrial lights than I normally do. Like I always go for the same like 3 or 4 ones. And for this, I saw this in an industrial design that someone used like studio lights in an industrial build. I don't know if they're called studio lights, but like I used the ones that come in Get Famous, I think. So for like the filming and the acting career, and they look so cool. I usually use this base game lamp that's just made out of metal, which I still used in this build. But that one was so cool, and it looks so much more modern and like, I don't know, I love it. I love the look of it. And then I used some more spotlights on the ceiling, which looks really cool and also really industrial. I didn't think they would fit because they're so like, in my brain, they're so like Get Famous, acting career, you know, on the stage, but they actually look really cool in this kind of casual setting. And then I also really enjoyed the Moschino headlight, which I never ever use because I was like, who, why, what, you know? But I actually really, really love the look of it, and I love that I keep discovering new items, or like items that I already own, in new ways. And I honestly don't know how I built industrial without any of these lights before. Like, they look so cool and they fit the vibe so perfectly. So I was really positively surprised by how well these lights work in this industrial setting, and I don't think I will ever build an industrial build without them. Oh, and then the next thing is, which I always love, the gallery picture. So if you're planning to download this build from the gallery, you'll probably look at my gallery and be like, oh, what on earth is that gallery photo? Because it looks like a toddler made it, pretty much. Like, it doesn't look like a build I built. It looks absolutely hideous. So if you see it, please don't judge it by its cover. I promise, guaranteed, it looks like I built it on here. I don't know, it cracks me up. I find it really funny how they've still not figured out a way for us to take proper gallery pictures. We can do it with rooms. Why can't we choose the gallery photo for lots? I mean, who knows? And then they always choose like the most hideous angles where the lighting isn't right and everything just looks 2D, and it's just, anyway. Enough moaning. I think the speed build is, finally coming to an end. It did take a lot longer than usual. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed that, or if you prefer the normal 12 minutes that I usually try and go for. Yeah, do let me know, and I really hope you enjoy the tour that is coming up of the entire build. I am so proud, you have no idea. I really am excited for you guys to see the tour. And if you enjoyed this speed build, and hopefully the tour as well, then please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I can't wait to see you again next Wednesday with a brand new speed build. Bye!